Alrighty guys, here I am, Josh, here with Raven Ranger Craft here. We're going to talk about CHAZ, the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone. You see, from what I hear, Seattle is finally moving in and getting rid of it. What is that? A week? Over a week? That's ridiculous. You see, that's biasm. If we were screaming White Lives Matter, and we had redneck militia in there, or KKK, saying we're taking over this town and we're not giving it up until our voices have been heard, our demands have been met, or we're burning this whole place to the ground. Yeah, did you see that article? Figuratively or literally. Does that sound like a threat to you? Sounds like terrorism to me. There's a threat of action. Spoken. Expressed. Relayed through a national media. Viking Preparedness released a video earlier today about, or a Patreon video that was on earlier, but I'm only on a YouTube subscriber at the moment, talking about the system and whether or not it promotes or condones the actions of BLM. You see, if it was White Lives Matter, if it was KKK, if it was white hillbilly rednecks screaming around with the Confederate flag instead of a Black Lives Matter flag, the actions taken would be differently. Now, some will sit there and tell you, well, yeah, because they don't have real guns, or they don't have real tactics, or they don't have real training, or they're just some liberal boys living in their mom's basement playing Call of Duty on Xbox or their computer, and they have to go home when curfew comes up, or they run out of money and their credit card gets denied, and they're all just playing games. No, sure, a lot of them fit that description of any side of the political party, of any side of the culture. Are they there with tactics? Sure. Are they special forces tactics? Probably not. But I have heard that they're working with different types of terrorist groups all over the world to learn different tactics. And you don't have to be an idiot to go to your library and pick up, or Google on Amazon, whatever, a book about militia, guerrilla warfare, different types of terror tactics, all that kind of stuff. So let me ask you, what would you do if you lived in that neighborhood? What would have you done? What will you do if it comes to you? Do you live in the city? Do you live in the suburb? Do you live in the country? Because that action will look differently in all three different environments: city, urban, or suburban, and rural. Now, I hear a lot of people say, oh, I'm out in the sticks, it'll never come and happen to me. You're right. In that manner, with barricades around buildings, possible extortion. I hear that Fox News misreported that. I don't know. Who knows? Nobody ever will. It will probably look like a one-night robbery. 3 or 4 houses. It won't look like a standing, taken, fortified area. But it could still happen. So let me ask you, would you be against it as it stands now? Are you against it? Would you be against it if it was the KKK screaming White Lives Matter? What if it was about gender, sex, gender orientation, sexual orientation, whatever, race, religion? It don't matter. Of any side, of any kind. Would you support it? If you could come up with a combination to your liking, would you support it? And if you can come up with a combination in which you support the same actions done by a different group of people. Is that fair? Is that right, just, honorable? See, the Constitution has banned that no man is above any other, and all men are created equal. It's a God-given right. Again, never said I'd talk about religion, but that's Constitution. So if you agree with one man standing up for their beliefs and something else, you have to agree with them as they are standing up now, or in any other combination thereof, doing the same actions, spewing a very, very similar message, just with some slight altercations of race, religion, gender, sexual orientation, all those. Be smart, people, but challenge yourself mentally. And when situations arise like this where you think, how can one person believe such a thing? Challenge it. Why do you believe it? Why don't you support them? If it was different, would your values and beliefs change? Remember, folks, keep it simple but significant. See you around the next bend.